What's going on, everybody? Hey, it's Jonathan. Gonna do something new that I haven't really done much of, and I thought it would be fun to do. Hey, Boaz. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I, on Thursdays, use some of my time to work on writing social media content for the week. And it usually takes me about an hour. And I thought, well, hey, why not just stream while I'm working? So this is not like me sitting here and teaching all of you guys. It's hanging out. You hang out as long as you want, watch. But I typically use Thursdays, usually in the mornings. But since I'm streaming this, I decided to do it now at noon. And so I'm going to be just creating content and showing you. Sometimes it's easier to see the process, the creation process happening, as opposed to just watching tutorial videos. So that's what this is about. So there'll be times where I'll be a little quiet because I'm thinking and working, but I'm going to be answering your questions along the way. Hey, Troy, glad you're here as well. All right, so what I like to do, and I'll just kind of talk as I'm working here. One of the things I like to do is use a social media schedule, and there's a lot of them out there. I currently really like SocialChamp, socialchamp.io. The biggest key and the most important thing, I think, because all the social media tools, scheduling tools are very similar. The biggest thing for me is having a queue so that you don't have to always be thinking about when you're going to be scheduling, right? It's like, oh, do I have a post for tomorrow? Do I have a post for the next day? I have this auto queue, and my video is a little bit in the way. I'll move it over here. Down here you can see I've got this auto queue, and it's going to put it into the slot that I want it to be in. And currently, if we go over here to the queue, you can see we don't have much yet, but the way that I have the queue set up is I think it's every morning, Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. So, and right now I've been focusing primarily on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter have been kind of the three. Instagram's a little bit different of an animal. You got to have some images with it. I'm really been focusing, I would say the last couple months, on creating like content posts that have really good, valuable info in it, as opposed to, focusing just on images. So you'll see a little bit what I'm talking about here in a second as I get into it. I've got some templates, things that I like to use. So you can see on my calendar here, these are when the posts are going out, and I don't have any for Friday all the way till next Thursday. So that's what I'm going to be working on, is we're going to get social post all the way through the week. Okay, so I use Notion I've consolidated all my work into primarily using Notion. And I use the desktop software, but I decided to show you the browser version so I can make it a little bit bigger. And so I have a section in here. What I like to start with is I like to start with my newsletter. And the newsletter is kind of the foundation of everything that I work on when it comes to my social media, because the primary reason why I want to do social media, and by the way, this is important, you need to have a strategy. So like, is it just feeling guilty for not putting stuff out there? And what do you want to move people to? And so this is kind of a separate conversation, but down here, I like to use a baseball analogy for understanding like what my strategy is. And so my strategy is social media allows me to create lead awareness, right? So this is an important part of my business, is people finding me on social media and starting to follow me. And then what's second base, using a baseball analogy, that is for them to get on my email list. And specifically, I'm using my newsletter, which is my Monday Messenger newsletter. Okay, so that's an important to understand. Like, have a strategy. I love using baseball because it's so simple. I want to move somebody from first base to second base, right? If Homebase is their become a customer, then how do I create that awareness? And what do I want that awareness to lead to, which is getting on my email list? So my newsletter becomes foundational for that. So I have a Monday newsletter called Monday Messenger. And it goes out to writers and coaches and gives them like really good value. And so this is the foundation for a couple of my social media posts, is knowing what my newsletter is going to be on Monday. So my Monday newsletter is actually going to be talking about System.io. Now, if you don't know anything about System.io, it is a alternative to Kajabi. And so it is a cheaper alternative to Kajabi. And so I'm talking about some of the reasons why I love this software. So, all right. So I've just put a little bit of music on. You can tell me if that's too loud, just because as I get quiet, it'll help fill in some of the dead space. All right. So what we're going to do first is I like to tease up on Friday what is going to be on the Monday Messenger newsletter. And by doing this, you can get email subscribers. All right, so if we go over here to this section here, I've got some templates and things that I like to use. So if we jump in here to social media and go into our templates, here we have our newsletter teaser post. So I like for these to go out on Friday, so that would be tomorrow. And then this, I like it to go out on Tuesday, telling people what they missed. So here's a simple one I like to use. So I've got this little template in Notion. I'm gonna grab it. And I'm gonna come over here to my calendar. And here we go. So what I do is I work inside of here. And again, you can use any tool. This is me using Social Champ. And I'm going to kind of paste this in here. Now, right now, I don't have it checked to customize for each network. I'm going to do that in a second. I want to write this first. So sometimes I'll use the email subject line opener. So if we go back here to here, it's better than Kajabi. So I'm going to say, hopefully this is big enough for you guys to be able to see what I'm doing here. Now it says contextual statement. I'm going to say something like, and here's a little pro tip. It doesn't really show it. Maybe I'm gonna have to remove that. In fact, I am going to. It doesn't really show it here, but what happens on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, by the way, see how I can toggle between and see how these look. Doesn't really show it on this one. It's actually the third line that has the see more. So that's something they need to update. So I usually will do 3 lines, and then I will use like an emoji or something. Like I use this little extension called Joy Pixels, and I can find an emoji really quick. So like finger pointing down, click on that. Now I can copy and paste this in here. All right, so now I want to get some takeaways from my newsletter. So let's go back here. So this is kind of interesting. So what you're looking for here is stuff that like grabs a lot of curiosity, right? This tool can replace Kajabi, ConvertKit, and ClickFunnels. And I'm always looking for ways to kind of keep it shorter. So I may come back here and even tighten this up a little bit more. Okay. Let's go back. So in this case, I'm just going to get rid of this one. Now tomorrow I'll show X number of people how to I'm going to actually say on Monday, because remember this one's going out on Friday. I'll show X number of people how to get started with, let's see, and I'm going to get rid of that. So sometimes I don't use everything that I have in my template. If you want to join us, subscribe here. So I've created a shortened URL that I use. It's just https jmil.biz/Monday. So I know that this one, that's not the right one. I know that this one, let's do this again. I know that this one leads to, let me show you where this goes. So this is just a ConvertKit page. That, that they can sign up for and get on my newsletter. So people who see this, and I looked at these numbers earlier. So that's how many people subscribe to the newsletter. And also I do something interesting that a lot of people in my space don't do. And that is I clean my list. So if people haven't opened an email in 90 days, then, and they're just not interacting with me, then I will remove them. So it's not always about the biggest list. It's about the most engaged list. Yeah, so this one looks pretty good. So I've got this one. Let's just look at it again. And we can even preview it over here. Is this tool better than Kajabi? I've used Kajabi for 7 years, but I was recently introduced to System.io. Number one, can replace Kajabi, ConvertKit, and ClickFunnels. It's free for the first 2,000 subscribers. You get 3 funnels and 1 course for free too. On Monday, I'll show 32,316 people how to build their businesses with System. If you want to join us, subscribe here. Boom. Okay, now we're going to customize it for each network. You can see here that it's saying this ugly red 128. That's because it's too long for a tweet. So we're going to customize now for each network. The reason I do it first inside of Social Champ is because because once you toggle it to customize it, it keeps it all in here, so you can just do some editing for each one, right? So again, we're dealing with 3: Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So the first one we're looking at here is Facebook. So Facebook, it looks pretty good. I don't see anything that I need to do here, so I'm good with this one. I come here to Twitter and you can see I've got a problem, right? It's over its mark. So one of the things that I will do here is I will grab, so I'll leave these first 3 lines, but then I'm going to turn this into a thread. So I'm going to copy that, but I kind of cut, I use the shortcut cut. And I'm going to click on this add thread. So now I'm going to paste in what I just copied, and I'll need to clean it up a little bit. And it's probably still going to be too much. Let's see if it's too much for, yeah, it's still like 12 over. So I could go how to use System, and that, there you go. That gets me in where I want to be. And I can click on done. Now, if I click on tweet or Twitter over here, I can see, actually, I do want to fix that. I don't know why it's showing there. One thread. Okay. So now I can see what it looks like on Twitter. It has a little thing, tell them to click the see more or the reply, and then it's got the rest of it right here. So that one looks good. And then we've got LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, this looks good. Now LinkedIn in this software allows us to do a first comment. So I like to do something here as well. So I'm just going to grab this here and put this on the first comment. Okay, so now that this one is ready to go, there's auto queue last, auto queue next. You can schedule it. You can do post now. I always like to do auto queue last because it's going to put it into my next slot available. And I believe my next slot available is Friday. So I'm going to click on this big orange button. Now, if I want, I can go check it. So I can go over to the calendar to confirm. There it is. It is scheduled for 8:30 on Friday. All right, so now we need to create Monday through Thursday. Tuesday is going to be a teaser post again about the newsletter, but we got to come up with something here. All right, so what I like to do is I use these templates, and I've got these templates, I've collected them from different places, but I use these templates. Hey, Sonia, if you're talking about this one, this is Social Champ, socialchamp.io. And then I'm working in Notion. So what I do is I take topic ideas and then I match it up with a template. So topic ideas and then a template style. So over here, I've got educate me, how to, and advice. I learned some of this from a guy who on LinkedIn does this really well, Justin Welsh, and kind of made some of this my own. But there's kind of 4 angles to take any topic. You're going to give how to advice. You're going to educate people. You're going to entertain them with a story. you're going to empower them by either challenging them a little bit or being a little bit contrarian. And then you can empathize with them. So one of the things that you can do is this content matrix, where you get out of your head, and I think I've got like 19 in here. You get out of your head all the topics that you enjoy talking about, that you like. Just collapse this bar here. Actually, I think that makes it worse. Okay. So if I'm looking through here to get some inspiration, let me I am going to choose list building. So I can choose list building and say, I want to do educate me, something related to list building, right? So then I come over here to my templates and I'm going to jump into educate me. And I've got these templates. So let's see here. So let's use this one, right? So I like to just copy this because I don't want to accidentally grab or write over this template. And so I'm going to bring it over here and we're going to work on this. Just throw it in here. Okay, so again, I use this for inspiration, but I sometimes will change things up. The biggest mistake I made as a blogger, not building my email list sooner. Let's see, I want to make this a little bit punchier. I try to make the third line really punchy. I meant mentor told me something profound. And again, I love using this emoji, finger pointing down. Because again, what it's going to do is all of this is going to not be up here until they click the see more. So biggest mistake I made as a blogger, not building my email list sooner. But in 2010, a mentor told me something profound. Well, that makes people want to click on it, right? And like actually view the rest of it. I'm going to leave that. There's only two things you can take with you to the grave: your reputation and your email list. So instead of all these actions, I'm going to get rid of that. There's only two things you can take with you to the grave: your reputation, your email list. Your reputation is how you treat people. Your email list is traffic you own and control. And then I'm going to do something. Let's see, do we have an emoji for sand? You'll see where I'm going in a second. What about beach? Social media equals Is there an emoji for rock? A rock. That's like rock and roll. That's funny. Here's a rock. It's fun to use emojis. Just makes it more fun if you can add it in there. And then always look for something you can get people to engage with. Try to add a question to start a conversation, I think is really good. So what do you think? So here's what we got. Biggest mistake I made as a blogger, not building my email list sooner. But in 2010, a mentor told me something profound. There's only two things you can take with you to the grave: your reputation, your email list. Your reputation is how you treat people. Your email list is traffic you own and control. Social media equals building on sand. Email list, building on rock. What do you think? Boom. Now, again, and actually I forgot that I wanted to have that off. Let me see if I do this, just in case. Let's see what happens. Okay. So there we go. We've got it here. Now we hit customize. So for Facebook, again, I like to use this preview window over here. For Facebook, this looks great. We're good there. Twitter, obviously we've got a problem, right? We're 127 over. Characters over. So again, I like grabbing it right after the third line. We're going to turn this into a thread, which is a cool feature. And we're going to clean up some of this white space here. Let's see what happens. Oh, it actually fits. All right, so that all fits. We're good here, done. Now, notice this social media post doesn't have any links in there. The social media post just is putting content out there. It's just creating awareness. Remember, like I said a second ago, when I was talking about having a strategy, it's first base activity, right? This is first base activity is what we're doing. We're using content that's free, that's creating awareness about us and our knowledge, our experience, our passion, our skills. And that's what all of this stuff does. You don't have to do all of it, but you need to be doing some first base activities, which is either social media, blogging, podcasting, guest podcasting, something, right? And again, the goal is we want to move them onto our email list. That's a second base activity. So that's what we're doing here. All right, so Twitter's good, LinkedIn is good. I can put something here in the first comment to help. And by the way, if you guys got questions, you can ask questions in the chat. In fact, I'm just checking in with you guys because I'm just working while this is not me doing a webinar. There's nothing to buy here. I'm just working. And is this useful? Is this helpful? Let me know. Like, are you guys enjoying me just working and showing you how I'm doing things? Let me know in the comments if you guys would. And if you got questions, feel free to ask. All right, so I like to use this first comment. Something I forgot to do on the last one that I do like to do for LinkedIn is you can use these hashtags here, and you can set up SocialChamp to already have a list of hashtags you want to use. So should have done that on the last post. I might go back and do that. These are some hashtags that I like to use. So first comment be like, do you think an email list is better than a social media following? All right, this one's good to go. We're gonna click on auto queue last, and that should fit it into Monday. Let's go see. There it is. They're on Monday. So I want to see if I can edit this one so I can add in some hashtags here. And then just save it. There we go. Okay, so Tuesdays, if you remember my strategy again, on Mondays is when my newsletter goes out. So my Friday social media posts are always, if you're just kind of catching us, just popped in, our Fridays are always teasing up what the newsletter is going to be about so that they can subscribe to the newsletter so that I can get subscribers. And I've been using this strategy for about a month now, maybe about 6 weeks, and it's worked really, really well. It has worked really, really well. So, yeah, it's been adding people on. So one of the things that I do is again, if you're following this newsletter that's going to go out on Monday, what I want to do is I want to tease on Tuesday what someone missed, right? Missing something is incredibly, what's the word I'm looking for? People don't like the fear of missing out, right? FOMO, that's what I'm looking for. FOMO. It creates FOMO, like, what did I miss? So here's what I do. And I see Sonia, love it. Does this site with the templates already had them, or did you add them? So it's a combination of a few things. If you're talking about these social media templates that I have here, which are right here. So like if I click into these templates, I got from following some people on Twitter. So Twitter is a great place to go for inspiration. And when you see a format, what you do is you just take the format and you're not using their exact thing. you're using what they did as a template, right? So it's not copying and just pasting what they did, but it's making it your own. So you just kind of create your own. The other tool that I like for this, it is a monthly membership, is it's not Typeform, it is TypeShare, typeshare.co. It is a monthly membership. I think it's either 10, 15, or $20, but they have templates in here. So like standalone tweets, I can come in here and tell your audience about another mistake you used to make. So here's a template that I can use. So one of the things you could do is, get this and then you grab this and kind of create your own templates, whether you want to keep your subscription or not. It does unlock more templates every month, but you can see there's like all kinds here for inspiration. Hard thing, easy way, preview. Hard thing almost every single day. The secret, I make it easy on myself by using these resources. So hard thing, easy way. So here's what I would do is I would come over here and this would, I mean, sometimes you don't know exactly where it fits. Let's just say it goes under empathize with me. I don't know why this is loading so slow all of a sudden. Okay. So I would just call this one hard thing, easy way. In Notion, what I love about Notion is it's so flexible. I can turn this into its own page. I can make a heart icon here. And now I've got a new template. So I come over here, paste this in. Boom, I got a template that I can use for inspiration. So that's a little bit about like how easy it is to just create these templates. And then you can reuse these templates because you just pick a different topic and then just reuse it. So, all right. So what I'm gonna do next is I am going to, if you remember, one of the things that I do on Tuesdays, well, here's what I do. On Fridays, I do a pre-newsletter teaser post about the topic so that I can get people to subscribe to my newsletter. And then on Tuesday, I do a post-newsletter teaser post about what they missed and show them how they can still get the issue. Now, I haven't seen anybody doing this, but this is how I do it. So I didn't learn this. I just came up with the idea. There's people who do the post-newsletter teaser post, but what they do is they take the newsletter and put it on a blog and tell them go read it there. What I would rather do is go ahead and get them on my email list. So here's what I do. So we're going to grab this template. We're going to come over here to Social Champ. And we are, get rid of this one. We're going to paste it in here so that we can edit it. All right, so you can use your email subject line opener. So I'm going to go with, is this tool better than Kajabi? Let's throw a little emoji in here. Isn't there one for if you're thinking? Like here's a thinking one. The thinking emoji. Okay. Let's put in the link here. And I'll show you how I execute this, how I can get them the issue even though they missed it in a second here. I think it'll make some sense once you see it. So again, I've got a short URL that goes to the page where people can join the newsletter. All right, so this one says, is this tool better than Kajabi? Kajabi, let's see if I can shorten this up. Kajabi's been my go-to tool. I always look to see how I can shrink it up and say it in less words. But I think System.io is a game changer. Let's do something here. How about a fist? Boom. Yesterday, 32,216 people learned why I love this new tool and how you can build a business with their free account. And how you can for free. Missed the issue, grab it below. Okay, so now we're going to customize it for each network. And obviously, Twitter is always the one we've got to figure it out. Let's see if we were to grab this. Looks like that would work. Add a thread. Miss the issue. Grab it below. And let's also put a let's also do this. All right, so now this is how it'll look. Is this tool better than Kajabi? Build your business free, arrow pointing down, miss the issue, grab it below. Boom. Okay. Here's what it looks like on LinkedIn now. I'm going to also grab this and put it in my comment. And then I want to, for LinkedIn, I like using hashtags. Put that in there. Okay, this one's good to go. So we are going to do auto queue last. So it's going to go, it should go into the Tuesday slot. Let's see what happens. All right, back over to the calendar. Boom. So all we got is 2 more. Wednesday, Thursday, and then on Thursday, I do the same thing again. So is this making sense? Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Let me know. Do you guys like this? Do you like seeing, how the process is done? Sometimes I think we get a lot of tutorial videos and courses and things, but it's helpful just to watch it in real time. And so if you guys like stuff like this, just hit like or even subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you like stuff like this. I'll do more of this on other topics, whether I'm creating a course or working on sending emails to my newsletter or my list, things like that. Actually, that reminds me, there is one part of this process that I wanted to show you how I'm able to execute on this. So in order for us to be able to use this, hey, did you miss it? You can still grab it below. What we got to do is I use ConvertKit. And what I do is I have a sequence. So as soon as somebody subscribes to the newsletter, and I'll show you that. as soon as they subscribe to my newsletter, so again, when they come to, let's just connect the dots real quick. So when somebody clicks on this, they get an instant bonus issue, and I change that bonus issue every week. So it ends up being the last issue, if that makes sense. And the way that I do that is once I have my newsletter done, which I have this I'm going to be scheduling it for Monday. I will just grab the headline, and then over here, and this is my sequence, this is last week's. This is when they subscribe, they get an immediate email. And so I just have it called bonus issue. So I'll come in here, boom. And then down here, I think I had something here and I must have gotten rid of it, but thanks for subscribing to the Monday Messenger every Monday. Multiple streams of digital income with your writing or coaching. And let's see, what size do I have this? I always try to, and this is just a little pro tip, to make it readable on a mobile phone, which is what a lot of people are doing. They're reading emails on their mobile phone. You want to have it up to at least a 16 font. So typically I will highlight this whole thing just to make sure and have it at least a 16 font. By default, I think most of them are around, I don't know, 12 size font. While you wait for the next issue, enjoy the latest past issue as a bonus. Emoji pointing down. Oops, put that on the wrong one. And I'm going to create a little divider here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I just simply come over here and I'm going to grab all this, which was a lot in there. Copy that, come over here, and I'm going to get rid of all of this. I'm going to paste it in here. Looks like that's like a size 18, so I'm going to go 18 on the rest of this. Okay, so there we go. So again, now that I hit publish changes, what's going to happen is this is set up to go out immediately when somebody signs up to this page. So again, they see my post on social media about, hey, you missed this issue. They come subscribe. And immediately, in fact, you guys, if you're not on my list, you can go to jmill.biz/Monday. And now you will get this issue ahead of time. This is going out on Monday, all about system. But this is set up as the bonus issue. So anybody who subscribes now, boom, is going to get this. Cool. So that's done. All right, so all that's left now, if you look at our calendars, we need to do 2 more social posts. What's amazing is I'm doing this in probably about an hour, and I've taken time to actually teach and explain what I'm doing. So you can see this doesn't take long, and I'm good for a week. And sometimes I will even get myself, if I already have my newsletter, sometimes I've had my newsletters written for, gosh, up to 90 days. And if I'm that far out, I can go ahead and create more content if I want. So let's jump back over here and let's go back to our content matrix for some ideas of something else we could do here. Let's take the idea. Let's do something around productivity. I think that would be fun. That'd be an easy one to do. So we're going to go with the angle of productivity. We are going to go to our templates. Stories are a little bit longer sometimes to write, but let's see if we like any of these. So this is kind of long. But I'm going to shorten it up as much as I can. All right, so we're going to go here to publish, customize. Let's do that. Let's paste this in. And let's start editing this. Mastering your mornings unlocks momentum. Unfortunately, we don't get taught how to do this. For the past 9 years, I've been living by the philosophy. I have lived by the philosophy of work for yourself first. Here are a blank number of advice. Now I'm going to get rid of the hashtag because that can be confusing. We'll go Maker Mornings. Quantity. How about we think quantity of time matters. It's not until we fail multiple times when we start thinking is there a faster way to do this? Again, sometimes you're going to have to just like go off on your own. That's when I discovered Maker Mornings, Manager Afternoons. All right, so there's one, advice one, maker mornings. When we first start out, we think the quantity of time matters. It's not until we fail multiple times we start to think, is there a faster way to do this? That's when I discovered maker mornings, manager afternoons. I schedule no appointments in the mornings. I dedicate 100% to creative work. Advice 2. Manager afternoons. Let's see. So I'm going to go off script here. Okay. I'm probably just going to go with 3. But here's what I did on that one. Advice 2, manager afternoons. All my meetings, answering emails. Just say email replies. All my meetings, email replies. Email replies and admin work happen in the afternoons. Don't do things as they come up. Do similar things at once. Okay, advice 3. No appointments day. And I'm going to off script again. It should be advice 3. Have 1 day a week dedicated to 0 appointments on your calendar. Use a full day to dive, I'm gonna say to dive in into your deep work. I'm gonna get rid of 4, 5. Advice 1, maker mornings. Advice 2, manager afternoons. Advice 3, no appointments day. By the way, Thursdays are my no appointments days, and but I'm hanging out with all of you because I want to. But I'm getting my work done, ain't I? Aren't I? Is that the correct way? Aren't I? Ain't I? Okay, what's going on here? Why are you not wanting to go away, you silly thing? Okay. If you found this thread valuable, toss me a follow for more threads. On on, let's say, digital solopreneurship. This one would be for Twitter. Here's another thread you might enjoy. I'm going to skip that one. So I'm just going to go with one here. Okay. So now we can come back up here to this because we had to edit this. Here are 3 pieces of advice that will help you go from reactive work to proactive work. Mastering your mornings unlocks mastering your mornings unlock momentum. Unlock. We'll see what happens. Unfortunately, we don't get taught how to do this. For the past 9 years, I've lived by the philosophy of work for yourself first. There are 3 pieces of advice that'll help you go from reactive work to proactive work. Advice 1. April, thanks. Susan, thanks. Thought it'd be fun just to stream while I work, and sometimes this just creates inspiration, or you can like see, it's like if you were hanging out with me in my house and you're just watching me work. Not that I always have the best ways of doing things, but there might be just one idea that you can carry that help you to do this. And going just about an hour into this, the truth is I can probably do this when I'm not also explaining it, probably in 45 minutes. But I literally spend an hour a week and schedule social media for an entire week. And the only thing I do is I'll occasionally check it to like have comments. And when people reply, you want to comment to those posts, things like that. All right, this one was a longer one, but now we need to customize it. So for Facebook, I think it is fine. I do want to change this. If you found this thread valuable, hit like and comment below. Let's do a finger pointing down emoji. Okay, that one's good. All right, so we're gonna have to really turn this one into a thread, right? Because this is a lot. So let's see if I were to grab all this stuff, remove it. Yeah, so I'm within 9 characters. So this is good. Now this is letting them know, hey, this is a thread. So we're gonna click on add thread. Now one thing that happens with Social Champ, which is what I'm using here, I don't know if this is just Mac or if this is the browser I'm using or if this is Social Champ, but it creates a bunch of space every time I cut and paste. So that's a little annoying, but we'll have to do the best we can here. So you can see what I'm talking about here. So what I want to do, since this is a thread, is I want to grab everything that's below advice number 1. And I'm going to cut. And then I just got to kind of clean this up a little bit because we don't need all that extra space here. So we're creating a Twitter thread is what this is doing. I'm going to get rid of this line. bring this all the way to the top. All right, so we've got one piece of advice and it's not going to fit. See how it's like 59 over? This is where you got to get creative. Do you want it to be self-contained in one tweet? Then so you're going to want to shorten this up. So we think the quality of time matters. Until we start to think, is there a faster way to do this? So that would fit. See, I'm like, again, I'm 9. I've got 9 characters left. So I can click on add another tweet. So this is adding to my thread. Paste this in. You can see I have to do this. This is a little annoying. I don't know why it does this, but we're all good. Now, why did it get rid of? Oh, that's the bottom one. That's right. Okay. So we'll grab this, go all the way to the top here, and shorten all these up. So that's all there is for that one. So we're going to grab all the rest of this, and we'll cut again. And so this is advice 2. So see how we're doing this? We've got advice 1. This is a thread, right? Advice 2. Add another tweet. Okay, now we're going to take this one. We're going to shorten it up. Get rid of all these spaces, which I don't know why it does that, but it does. Oh, that's all there is on that one. Okay. Use a full day to do your deep work, and then we're going to grab all this stuff. Let's bring all this up here. Now that one's done. Boom. Paste. We're getting closer to having this one done. So this may not fit in one tweet here. We'll see what happens. Let's see what we got. Oh, it does. How about that? We still got one character. TLDR, too long didn't read. That's what that means. Have you ever seen that? And so it's just a funny way of saying, like, here's a summary. Advice for changing from reactive work to proactive work. Make your mornings, manage your afternoons, no appointments day, no appointments day. Maybe that should be. Is that the correct grammar? I don't know. No appointments day. If you found this thread available, toss me a follow or follow me for more threads. And this should have done. By the way, one cool thing of Social Champ, if you ever want to do a post where you're mentioning, hey, here's some cool people you should follow, you can use Social Champ to find them. So like this is mine. I'm just putting that in there. And I'm going to click done. All right, so now you can see over here, we've got this really cool thread, right? So mastering your mornings, here's the thread, advice 1, advice 2, advice 3, the TLDR, follow me, that's good to go. All right, last one is LinkedIn. I don't know why it keeps wanting to put those in there. It's really weird. Something's going on there. I'm gonna try to get rid of this. toss me a follow here on LinkedIn. For more threads on digital solopreneurship. Let's go with a question down here. What is your favorite productivity tip? I'm going to add the hashtag that I like, that I created ahead of time. Oops, I think I just hit it twice. Well, that's not good. Okay. So now that's good to go as well. So we're going to click auto queue last. Now that was a doozy. That one was longer, but sometimes you can make them shorter. You can make them longer. I'm going to go ahead and do one more. If we look at our calendar again, if you remember, I'm trying to schedule them out until next Thursday. So it'd be nice to go ahead and have one for Thursday morning since I have all of these go out in the morning. So I'm going to do one more. All right, so let's find something here. And here's kind of my take a little bit on this process. You want to have systems, but you also want to have flexibility. So don't make it to where your systems are so rigid that it squashes out creativity, right? The way I liken it is like a sandbox, right? So the sandbox I'm in is creating social media content. And yes, I have templates that creates the sandbox, but the sand and the tools, I can be as creative as I want. So I think it's important that you don't beat yourself up if you go off script. You want to have enough structure to give you the tools that you need, the pails, the shovels, but then use your creativity and just go with what you want to go with, right? I think that's important. So for example, I am going to just like jump in here for some inspiration. Must have skills. Let's do this one. So I'm gonna copy it, come over here. Turn that off so I can work on it. Okay. Five must have every digital solopreneur should know. I'm gonna keep this one really simple. content creation, list building, copywriting, funnel building, and offer creation. You'll go far. And let's do a party emoji. Now I'm like 5 within my tweet here. Here are 5 must-have skills. So trying to decide if I want this to be, I'm not going to overthink this. Okay, so I'm not going to overthink this. Let's see, here are 5 must-have skills. So we're going to go ahead and hit customize. So we're good here for Facebook. Boom, it's done. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the emoji saying, look at the next thread on the tweet. I'm going to grab all of this. All of this is going on the next thread. Clean it up. Done. That one's done. And then we got LinkedIn. Add the hashtag. And then I want to grab this question and put it in the first comment. Okay. Add queue to last. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm good for the week. So here's what we've done. Recap. If you guys have been hanging out with me or you've popped in late, on Thursdays, I like to do social media content for the next week. And so you can see here, we've created all these social media posts. They're going to go out on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And also the Friday social media content and the Tuesday social media content are building my list. They're letting people know what's on my newsletter, which the thing on my newsletter this next week is right here. I've written my newsletter. That becomes the foundation. And then because this goes out on Monday, the Friday social media post is telling them, hey, get on my newsletter and you're going to get this on Monday, right? Technically, if they do that, I went ahead and switched it out. I normally wait, but because you guys know if they do that, they're going to instantly get it. But that's okay. And then Mondays is just a regular social post. Tuesday is teasing them what they missed on my newsletter so that I can get more subscribers to my newsletter. And then Wednesdays and Thursdays are just more value. Again, if you missed kind of the strategy I've been doubling down on, if we come back here to marketing, is this idea of treating your business like playing baseball. First base is you should be doing some activities related to creating lead awareness, right? That's what we're doing here with the social media content. It's about putting stuff out there, getting likes, getting follows, with the goal of helping them move to second base, which is the value newsletter in this case. It's getting on the email list. Then third base is going to be segmenting them. So what are they interested in, right? And I love to do this to my list. Hey, I've got a free challenge. I've got a free mini course for you. Hey, here's a new workbook that I created. And then when they show me what they're interested in, that leads to, hey, if you're interested in this lead magnet about writing a Kindle book, you might also be interested in my course about writing a Kindle book. And that's how we play the game of baseball in business. So what do you think? Is that helpful? Is that cool? And what do you guys think of this? I mean, I've been going just a little bit over an hour. I was thinking about going about an hour in general. This is something that I'm experimenting with, is just taking one of my systems, because that's what my business is all about. I have a weekly checklist of the repeatable systems in my business, and then I dedicate time to be in that box. And so the box I was in for the last hour has been the creating first base content, which is social media awareness, or awareness, lead awareness of my business. The people that read it and connect with it are my people. And hopefully I move them to second base, which is getting on my email list. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know again if you're watching the replay. I may leave this up on my channel. I may just turn it into private and just make it just for those that decided to hang out. And again, thank you to Boaz and Troy and Sonia and Matt, Susan and April, all you guys hanging out with me here. Give me thumbs up if you enjoyed this. I may look at doing this again sometime. All right. All right. That is it. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you have an awesome day. Bye-bye.